This instructional video will help you learn and master each movement before advancing to the follow-along version. Pause and rewind often, and move on only when you feel confident. Hello, welcome to the second week of Primal 7's shoulder series. I'm Jenna Ellis, physical therapist for Primal 7. As a reminder, the purpose of this series is to improve flexibility that's limiting the shoulder, re-educate the muscles surrounding the shoulder to work properly, and finally, put all these together to work on achieving full range of motion of the shoulder with proper movement mechanics. In this series, we will use 7 exercises to work on maintaining the alignment we found in session 1 as we move through active exercise. Our training format is changing from timed holds to repetition, and our focus is on maintaining our alignment as we go through a larger range of motion. Our band will be set at mid-shin, the rings will be locked, and the safety covers for the band release levers will be pulled all the way up. The purpose of preparation is first to take a quick alignment check and to practice stacking all the joints of the body in proper alignment for efficient movement. Second, to increase range of motion in all the areas that we train. And finally, to increase circulation so that our body is warm and ready to move. In this sequence, we will use the T-spine twist to open up our chest and align our thoracic spine. And second, the row, to increase postural strength of our shoulder blades. We will start with the T-spine twist for 5 repetitions on each side. To get set up for the T-spine twist, you'll place the band gently underneath your shoulders and come into your primal lean with your feet about a hip's width apart. Gently rest your arms on green. From here, you're going to sweep your right arm out to the side until you feel a gentle stretch across the front part of your chest. You'll also at the same time be squeezing your shoulder blades down and back. We'll repeat this for 5 reps on each side. After you've finished your 5 reps on the right, come back to center and you'll switch to the left side for 5 reps as well. A few things to look out for while you're doing this. Make sure your butt's squeezed nice and tight the whole time. If not, you'll start to sag. We want you to stay in your nice diagonal line. Also, there's a tendency when you're sweeping your arm off to the side to twist your hips and your heels side to side. Make sure you're keeping them pointed forward. Also, make sure your eyes are pointed forward at the anchors. After you're done with your 5 reps on either side, you'll come out from underneath the band and grab the rings. From here, you'll walk the rings out straight and come into your primal lean, and you'll be set up to start your rows. To get set up for your rows, you'll come into your primal lean with your rings. Feet will be a hip's width apart. Make sure your butt is squeezed nice and tight. From here, you'll pull your hands towards your chest. Exhale as you pull forward. Inhale as you release back. You'll repeat this 5 times. Some things to look out for while you're doing your rows. Make sure you're not letting your butt sag. We want to stay in our nice alignment. Also, we have a tendency to shrug our shoulders up towards our ears. Make sure they stay down and back. After you've finished with your 5 reps, you'll either come back into the band and place it underneath your shoulders for round 2 of preparation in the T-spine twist, or you'll move on to level 1 of training. Come into the band and face away from the anchors. You'll place the band at your hips. You'll then be set up for your W's. In the first training video, we focused on activating certain muscles and holding them in one position. In today's training video, we will repeatedly move between start and end positions, trying to practice maintaining that perfect alignment while in motion. Our goal is to learn how our body behaves and feels while in motion. In this sequence, we will use W's to strengthen our shoulders and shoulder rotator muscles. Second, T's to further strengthen our shoulder blade muscles for good posture. And finally, tabletop push-ups to work on strengthening our shoulders while in a weight-bearing position. Remember to always tuck your chin to put yourself in good alignment before you start each exercise. We will start with W's for 5 reps.
To get set up for your W rotations, you'll come into the band facing away from the anchors and place the band directly underneath your chest. From here, come into your primal lean in that nice diagonal line from your ears all the way down to your ankles. Abs are nice and tight, squeeze your butt. Then bring your arms up into that goalpost position that we learned last week. From here, squeeze your shoulder blades just a little bit back and tuck your chin. Then you'll rotate your palms down towards the floor. Stop when they're parallel to the floor, then bring them back to your starting position. We'll repeat this for 5 reps. Some things to look out for while you're doing this exercise. Make sure that your shoulders aren't creeping up towards your ears. Squeeze them gently down and back. Also, we talked about our chin tuck last week, making sure that you don't strain the back of your neck by popping your chin forward. Also, we want to make sure we stay nice and tight in our abs and our butt so that we're not forward folding into the band coming out of our good alignment. After we're done with our 5 W rotation reps, you'll relax your arms down by your side. Stay in your primal lean with the band directly at your chest. You'll then be set up for 5 reps of your T's. Also, if after the first few weeks of doing this, you'd like a little extra resistance, you can add a very light hand weight or some soup cans for this exercise. Again, start out very small, maybe an 8 to 16 ounce can or a 1 pound weight. We want to make sure our little tiny shoulder muscles are able to take that weight and that responsibility that you just added to them. To get set up for your shoulder T's, come into the band facing away from the anchors and place the band just underneath the base of your chest. Come into your primal lean in that nice diagonal line all the way from your ears to your ankles. Squeeze your abs and your butt nice and tight. Chuck your chin and then bring your hands straight in front of you. From here, you'll float your arms out to the side into a T position. Pause for a second and then return to start. We'll repeat this 5 times. Make sure that when you're in this position, you keep your abs and your butt squeezed tight so that you're not forward folding in the band and coming out of your nice alignment. Also, make sure your shoulders aren't shrugging up towards your ears. After you're done with your 5 reps, you'll come into the band all the way onto the floor on your hands and knees. The band will be at the base of your chest again, and you'll be set up in tabletop position, and then we'll move on to our scat push-ups. To get set up for your tabletop push-ups, you'll come into the band and place it either at your hips for less support or underneath your chest for a little more support. If it's uncomfortable, you can take a hand towel and wrap it around the band a few times for a little extra padding. Once you've done this, come into an all-fours position with your hands directly underneath your shoulders and your knees directly underneath your hips. Flatten your back as much as you can. Sometimes it's helpful to have a mirror around so you can kind of see what you're doing. From here, you'll push your shoulders away from the floor, arcing like a cat is arching its back. You'll repeat this for 5 reps, slowly coming back to neutral spine position. Make sure you're keeping your abs zipped up the whole entire time so that your back isn't swaying. Also, make sure you're tucking your chin just a little bit so that your neck isn't coming into bad alignment either. We'll repeat this movement for 5 reps. Just like last week's holds, This is a pretty small movement, but it's meant to get you set up for next week's bird dog challenge, where you have to be able to stabilize your shoulders to hold your body in a good alignment. After you're done with these 5 reps, you'll either stand back up, put the band around your hips and walk away, facing away from the anchors for your W's, or you'll stand back up, grab one ring with your left hand, turn your body to face forward. You'll be set up then for the chest stretch.
The purpose of restoration is first to cool down and to give the muscles that we worked a chance to relax. Second, to improve flexibility and to carry over this newfound mobility into our everyday tasks. And finally, to reinforce opening up our chest muscles for improved upright posture. In this next sequence, we will use the chest stretch to open up our pectoral muscles for improved upright posture. And second, an overhead shoulder stretch with the rings to create space in our shoulders and to stretch out our sides. Let's get started with the chest stretch for 15 seconds.
To get set up for your chest stretch, grab the ring with one hand. Face forward and bring your hand out to the side. From here, you'll gently turn your head, shoulders, and hips away from your left hand. We'll hold this for 15 seconds. When you're doing this stretch, it should feel like a gentle pull across the front part of your chest. Make sure that it's gentle. We don't want things to feel like they're pulling apart too much. After your 15-second hold, you'll switch to your right hand. When you're done with both hands, you'll then grab both rings and you'll be set up to start your shoulder overhead stretch. To get set up for your shoulder overhead stretch, you'll grab both rings with your hands and face away from the anchors. You reach your hands all the way up, as far as your range of motion allows you, thinking about bringing your biceps to your ears. Then keep a slight bend in your knees and hinge your hips back. You'll feel a stretch in your shoulders and down your sides. To come out of the stretch, walk your feet a few steps forward, then bring your hands down. When you're doing this stretch, make sure that you're keeping your spine flat and you're not arcing your lower back too much. Keep your abs in nice and tight. Also, it's important to keep your chin tucked so that you're not overextending your cervical spine. After you're done with your 15-second hold, you'll either go back for round 2 of restoration, which you grab one ring and reach your arm out straight. You'll be set up for your chest stretch then. Or if you finished the second round of restoration, take a deep breath and your work is done for the day.
With the restoration complete, take this awareness of balance and posture into every movement throughout your day. While you're out shopping or walking around in the community, think about keeping your eyes and your head up facing forward. This automatically takes the bad rounding out of your upper back that's caused from looking at our phone or computer screen too much throughout the day. Think about gently squeezing your shoulder blades down and back and zipping up your abdominals. You'll feel taller and more confident walking around. Our emphasis today on maintaining perfect alignment as we went through specific motion is preparing ourselves for next week's challenge, endurance. In the next part of this series, we'll focus on how and how much we challenge ourselves during training, increasing our coordination and our capacity of exercise. Remember, you can return to any part of this series at any time you need. The focal points continue to matter regardless of what modes of exercise you're using, whether it be in the Primal 7 unit or anywhere else. Great job today, and I'll see you next time.